Hi, everyone. Welcome to the start of another semester. I'm sure that you're still adjusting or coping with the limitations of COVID. We're all in the same spot. So I'd like to kind of explain this video. It's a course navigation and expectation video. It kind of gives you the layout of the course, what my expectations are of you, and hopefully we'll cover everything that you might need to know. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you've already began here and started with the video. The next area down is announcements, and that's further down right here as well. It's just the way that Engage has it set up that there's a couple of them in there. So essentially what the announcement section is that I will send out at least a once a week announcement that says, this is what you can expect in the course. I may answer some questions if students have emailed me or texted me that they're kind of stuck on something. So the announcement section is critically important in that you read it, because I do offer some helpful hints. I might also post job postings or career fairs or different things that might be happening in the criminal justice industry. So it's important to check those out. The thing I should also make a point of noting is that this is a generic video, and all of my courses that I teach here at Anna Maria utilize the same structure and the same format and same expectations, grade distributions, all of that. So I'm just making one video for every course. So if you're watching the video and go, wait a minute, that's not my course, you're in the right place, because we're just going over course navigation and expectations. So right here is the course syllabus. You'll note that there are a lot of things, most of the things that you'll find in the course are actually in the syllabi. So what I do is I build the course up first and then put everything into the syllabus to make sure that there's some conformity between the both, because I don't want to surprise students and give you something that was in the syllabus, but it's not in the course, or vice versa. So you'll notice that there's a lot of repetitive stuff that's in the syllabus once you click on it. But I highly recommend that you print it off. There are going to be days that we could lose power, or whatever it be. This way that you'll have all of that information, and you can put pen to paper and write up your discussion response or your class prep, and then upload it later on. The next part is the writing resources. Anna Maria provides some great writing resources. We will be using APA. I'm sure some of you have already that have taken other courses that have already become familiar with that style of formatting. I encourage it. I actually require it in most of your papers. So please become familiar with it. If you're stuck on it, I have some great links. I have an APA wizard that can work out really well, helping you build the citations. The next thing down is the Engage support. If you're running into problems with Engage, I am a criminal justice practitioner and an educator. I am not your source for problem solving or technical issues with Engage. I wish I was, but I'm sorry, I can't help you with them. It's just not my area of expertise. So if you do run into problems with Engage and you've tried all the basic troubleshooting of my high level of technical skills of unplugging and resetting things, waiting 20 seconds before you plug it back in, if it goes beyond that, you're going to have to call Engage or use those resources. Then there's the Ask the Instructor area. That's a common area that students will put things in. More often than not, my students end up emailing me or texting me. Either is fine. I will check that out once a day. I'll look in there. But if you need an immediate response, it's probably best to just email me or send me a text message. Class introductions. I'm going to create a video for that as well, and that'll be in there so that you'll be able to kind of introduce yourself to me and your other classmates. We'll get to know each other, because there are two elements to this course. There's the students that are taking it as an online course, and then there are students that are taking it as a ground course. So it's a hybrid model that we're going to have to juggle and kind of and work with under the conditions. So the meat of the course, if you look in the left-hand margin, there's the modules of the course. Modules are essentially weeks of the course, and when you check out the syllabus, there's a a grid that kind of breaks down the modules and the dates for those modules. So I highly recommend that you look at those. You won't be the first student that calls or texts me and says what module we're in. The best I can tell you is look down at this time at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and then kind of match it up to the calendar, and that'll tell you what module we're in. Don't worry, I will pick on you for that. But don't get worried. I'm not trying to be mean to you. So each module is pretty much set up the same way. I'm going to jump into module 2 because it's more of a complete week. Week 1 of the course is essentially kind of a getting to know and getting familiar with the course structure, expectations, and the navigation of everything. So this first thing is a module overview video. So I create a video for each module that kind of explains what's happening for that week. It gives you a little bit of a hint of what to look for, how to approach either the discussion or the class topic, in-class topic, and the writing assignment. So please be sure they're not long. I think at most they are 5 to 10 minutes. So please take a look at each of those as we progress through the course. The next part is the module schedule, and I'll click on that and open it up for you. Essentially what it is it gives you your readings, the learning outcomes, how they are applied to the course that week, or that module is applied to the course, and then it gives the learning objectives. Now, I need to stress the difference between learning objectives are not your assignments. They're not the areas that you need to answer. Those are assignment topics. So we have assignment objectives or learning activity objectives, and that's a smaller bite of the learning outcomes. So if you were to look at this in a pyramid scheme, you have the program level outcomes at the very tip of the program or of learning. And that's an expectation by the criminal justice director. And they're saying that by the time you've completed this degree, you will have been able to do this. We expect that at that point, you've covered all your bases and you've achieved the program level outcomes. The next thing down from that is the course level outcomes, or student learning outcomes, as I refer to them. Those student learning outcomes are an expectation that once you've completed this course, you will know this material or these bulleted items. And that's this area right here. Now, these objectives are essentially, once you complete this assignment, you will have been able to do this. They are not the assignment topic. I know this gets confusing to some students, and I wanted to stress this right from the beginning, that there's a difference between assignment topics and assignment objectives. An objective is a hope. It's my hope that if I give you this assignment, you'll be able to, once you've completed the assignment, you'll be able to, you'll know these. So these are the objectives for the online discussion and our in-class preps for those that are in class and those are strictly online. This is the individual assignments, and these are the objectives or my hopes that once you've completed that assignment, you'll be able to do this. And this is our weekly or module outline. So for those of you that are ground students, those that will be seeing me on the Tuesday, Thursday meetings, this is for you. Now, don't get all worried. It's not this giant expectation that you're going to be writing a paper. I'm really just looking for a single sheet and some bulleted items that you've actually thought about the concepts that I've actually asked you to think about. Do not write a paper on this. I don't want to see this long drawn out thing. Those are due at the start of class. You can upload them to the Dropbox that's here in Engage, and I'll show you that. Or you can bring a hard copy in. We use those in class during our class meetings. So what'll happen is that on Tuesdays I will lecture, and on Thursdays I'll do the preps. And a prep could be, for instance, I could ask, write a list of the pros and cons of the death penalty. So you're going to come into class with the pros and cons of the death penalty. And then on Thursday, what we're going to do is I'm going to break the class up into 2 groups and say, okay, you're for the death penalty, you're against the death penalty. And then we're going to use some dry erase markers and write things up on the board and kind of argue them back and forth. It's not like I'm sticking you face to face with each other and you're going to be debating it. It's more of everything's done on a dry erase board, and we're listing out the important areas. And then what you do is you'll take that and apply it to your individual writing assignment on Sunday. So essentially, and for most parts, you can actually do a prep, take all the other information that's written up on the board, take a picture of it with your camera, and then come back and write your paper. For those of you that are strictly online, there's the same type of topic, but we'll be talking about it with each other in the online forum. You'll answer the discussion questions, and then your peers and you will respond to at least two other people, and then I'll jump in here and there and kind of mediate it, and we'll get that collaborative learning, and we'll try to capture it there. So that is the outline of the week. So I want to go into the actual discussion topics so that you can see the difference between the topics and what an objective is. This is my PowerPoint presentation. I will provide that to the students in class on Tuesdays. For those of you that are online, you'll be responsible for covering that and reading through those slides on your own. So this is the discussion topic, or the online discussion topics. These are the questions that I'm asking you to answer. I know that some of you are going to ask me, do I have to answer both of them? Yes, it's not a buffet. We don't pick and choose. I put these there for a reason. I really want you to learn the material and be able to achieve those objectives. And later on, once the course is done, all of the the course level outcomes. And then we'll move on to the prep. And the prep shares the same objectives as the discussion because it's just two different modalities for the class. And these are the directions for it, well, the topic for it, and then these are the guidelines. And then we'll move on to the individual assignment. Again, the topic is much different than the objectives. By answering this topic right here, you will have been able to achieve that objective for that week. So that gives you everything in a nutshell of how the course is structured. It's not going to deviate from that too much. You'll notice that maybe you'll have to write a paper, or maybe you'll have to do a presentation. There is an interview that I'm asking you to contact in future weeks. Contact a correctional officer, and then kind of, it's more about stress related on the job. So skim through the future weeks. You have access to everything. And the very last thing I actually want to cover is the final exam. It's really not a final exam. It's a series of essay questions. And so these are the schedule, as we mentioned above. That looks a little bit different because it is the final week of the course. And I'm asking you to look at the course level outcomes and kind of incorporate them into your paper. The paper itself is a series of essay questions. These are the expectations, and I need you to answer these questions. Other than that, this course does not have weekly quizzes or a midterm or traditional like multiple choice fill in the blank type of final exam. It's strictly papers. And I know some of you might be a little bit overwhelmed with papers. The papers aren't big. If you consider double spacing and following APA format, they really, it's not that much. It wouldn't take you long to put it all together, especially by answering the discussion questions or the using the in-class preps. So they all tie together and work together fairly nicely. And I hope that I've explained the course, and I look forward to working with each of you this semester. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's been a pleasure.